Welcome back, my dear students and friends. Welcome back in my new lecture, Human-Wildlife Conflict in India. So, I am Professor Urus Riaz, working in Department of Wildlife Sciences, Aligarh Muslim University. And today we'll be discussing about the human-wildlife conflict in India, which is a very common problem with growing population and challenges. We'll be discussing the challenges and the mitigation measures. So, we talk about the human-wildlife conflict. This refers to the negative interaction between human and wildlife animals. We cannot say the human-wildlife conflict, but we can say negative interaction because it is the interaction with the human being, human-wildlife interaction. Sometimes interaction is positive, sometimes interaction is negative. So here we can say this is the negative interaction between human and wild animal, leading to adverse impacts such as injuries or loss of human lives, crops, livestock, and other properties, or even their emotional well-being, and equally negative impact on wild animals and their habitat. So, refer to the interaction between human and wildlife that lead to negative outcome for both, and this arises when wild animals and humans compete for some reason, some resources, food, water, space, or when their activities overlap in shared landscape. Types of human wildlife conflicts: animal attack on human, and animal attack on livestock. Livestock means the cattle, goat, and hen, etc. Whatever the domestic livestock are there, because we know this India is the country dominated by the farmers, and basically we all were involved in the agriculture and the farming of the animals. So our ancestors, the generations worked for the agriculture field. That is what we started. So animal attack on livestock, crop raiding by animals, property damage, animal killing by human in relation and defense. So these are the conflicts, types of conflict. There are many more conflicts, but we'll be discussing all these conflicts. Why it happens? What is the root cause of this conflict? Okay, let's understand why these conflicts are increasing. It's not the animal have suddenly become aggressive. There are a few following reasons behind the problem. Habitat loss. Imagine your house being demolished. What would you do? Where would you go? That's exactly what happened of wildlife. Humans have cut down a large area of forest since independence, forcing animal to look for food and shelter in human area. We can see from the pictures what we are doing with the growing population. We need more land, more water, more area, and for that we are clearing the forest, and this clearance of the forest is creating the problem for the wild animal, and that is why this negative interaction is going on. Rising human population. India's population has grown from 35 crores in 1950 to 140 crores today. More people need more land for homes and farms, which means clearing more forest where animal lives. Food security. If forests can't provide the sufficient food, they will look elsewhere. Then animal rate crop and chances of human wildlife conflict increases. Physical disabilities. Sometimes injured animal, those with broken teeth or missing claws, cannot hunt or forage naturally in forest, so making human settlement an easier target for survival. So blocked corridors. Traditional animal highway between forests are now blocked by roads, railways, and buildings. Animals are forced to cross dangerous human areas, leading to inevitable conflicts. So these are the why it happens. The major problem is that with the growing population we need more land, more space, more food, and that is why what we are doing, we are cutting the forest, we are clearing the forest for the establishment, whether it's a home or industry. We need industries also to sustain ourselves, and because of that this conflict is going on. We are moving toward their home. uh, what are the key characteristic? Key characteristic is Conflict mostly happen during monsoon season, when animal move more and there are lot of green cover for animal to hide and hunt. Second is the during harvest time when crops are ready. So either monsoon season or the harvest time. So already elephants and deer species raid sugarcane farms. Carnivores use farms to hide and raise their cubs. When humans enter the farms to cut the crop, they suddenly attacked by the panicked animals, because they are taking care of their young ones in that crop field. And when the animals the human being goes to to harvest the crop, they become panic and attack. The danger zone are forest edges where villages meet forest. These borders area and animal migration routes within the most conflict cases. So species, the animal involved aren't just any animal, they are important one, keystone umbrella species like elephants and tiger that help keep forests healthy by spreading seeds and controlling other animals' population. So it is not that the small animals are doing, the big animals are also damaging the are part of the conflict. You might have listened in many news that leopard has attacked a woman, especially in Teri Garhwal area, Bageshwar area, and Karnprayag area. It's very common because we are shifting to their jungles and all. So impact and outcome of human. So human impact, definitely if there is a damage, you can easily see from the picture. Human impact, conflict hurt people in multiple ways. Animal destroy crops and kill livestock, animal, which means farmers, villagers lose their income. People also got injured or killed, and the fear and stress affect entire community for years. Animal impacts, animals suffer too. They lose their homes when forests are cut, can't find enough food, and often get killed by angry people seeking revenge. Many also dies from electric fences or get hit by trains while searching for the food. This is a lose-lose situation when both human and animal are victim. Neither side wants this conflict. So this is what it has been showing. Animal eat crops and cattle, animal attack people, property gets damaged, psychological distress, people lose money. So this is the not win-win position for neither animal nor for the human being. Impact and outcomes on animals. Habitat loss, no place to survive, no natural prey, food in forest, people kill, attack them in retaliation. Electrocution, roads kills, cannot move freely. So what we are doing, we are making roads passing through the forest, and when there are roads, there are road accidents. Like, just see this picture, elephant is trying to cross the river because of the forest fire, but that's how the conflict arises. Or you can see the deer species are crossing the road and lots of vehicle are running. So these are the issues, impact and outcome of animal. They have no place to survive, and because we have already encroached, so they hardly have no natural prey, food in forest. So species involved, there are many species involved in human wildlife conflict, but few described here are the biggest problem makers, such as elephants. They are the largest contributors to human wildlife conflict. They raid the crop frequently, damage the property, and in some cases direct attack on human. Tiger, leopards, we can easily see from the picture. You see the picture. Tigers and leopards are the major carnivore involved in attack of livestock and people. Cattle lifting is common. Human injuries and fatalities occur during close encounters. Nilgai and wild boars are responsible for widespread crop destruction across India. They damage the paddy wheat, sugarcane, and vegetable crop. Monkeys creates lots of issues in urban and rural areas, steal food, damage homes, raid crops, and occasionally bite or attack humans. So nilgai and wild boars, they are very common in UP. UP, Haryana, while elephants are very common in Shivaliks and the South India. Elephants are very common. They enter in the cropland and destroy whole crop. So crocodile are major threat near water bodies and densely populated rivers bank. It attack on kill livestock and humans, damage fishing gear, nets and eat fishes catch by the human. And bears are quite aggressive when surprised or disturbed. In attack people in forest or near villages, raid orchards and crops, especially apple, cherry orchards in Kashmir and maize farms. Wolves mainly predate on livestock, kill sheep and goats, occasionally responsible for child lifting incidents. Recent child lifting cases from UP's Behraj is done by the wolves. Birds are responsible for agriculture and aviation conflict. There are lots of plane going and they got hit by the birds, and because of that there are issues, there are problem, there are conflict. They damage the standing crops like parrot or wheat maize on wheat, maize, guava, orchid, peacocks or cereals. So when the group of parrot entered into the agriculture field, whether it's a maize, guava, orchard, even in our kitchen garden, if there is a guava trees, most of half of the guava has been eaten, is being eaten by the parrots. Okay. Bird strike at airports. Almost entire country is affected by human wildlife conflict in varying degrees. However, there are certain hotspots facing human wildlife conflict incidents more than other areas. These are northern India, where conflict is common in Himalayan foothills due to habitat loss and encroachment. Leopards and elephants are frequently involved in conflict in these areas. Central India, rich in biodiversity and forest cover, witness conflict with tigers and other large animals due to shrinking habitat and growing human presence. In southern India, conflict are primarily seen in agriculture zones where elephants and wild boars raid crops, leading to economic loss for farmers and intensified tension between wildlife and local communities. Human wildlife conflict is a significant issue in India with over 500 human deaths and 80,000 plus conflict cases annually. 500 people die everywhere and 80,000 plus conflict cases everywhere. Rupees 500 crores money lost every year. So the financial impact is quite extensive. However, the exact figure are still not known currently and estimated to be around more than 500 crores. This is damaged by the wild animals. Hotspots including West Bengal, Assam and Kerala for elephant attack, while Maharashtra and Uttarakhand faces big cat threats. Karnataka and Uttar Pradesh also report frequent conflict including recent wolf attack. These are the most affected area: West Bengal, Assam, elephants; Maharashtra, Uttarakhand, leopards and tiger; Karnataka, multiple animal conflicts, elephant, gaur, tiger; Uttar Pradesh, tiger and leopard attack in Pilibhit and Bijnor region; recent wolf attack in Behraj. We all know it is always there in the news. Scale and extent of conflict in India recent years. So India faces serious human wildlife conflict in just 5 years, like uh, 2018 to 2023. Elephant and tiger causes 2,950 human deaths, with 90% due to elephants. Over 4,500 injuries were reported 2020 to 2024, and more than 30 elephants died. Uttarakhand records 500 plus deaths from leopards since 2000, along with fatalities from elephants, tiger and snakes. While Uttar Pradesh faced tiger, leopard and wolf attack in Pilibhit, Bijnor and Behraj. So recent tiger attack in Pilibhit 20 plus, and leopard incident in Bijnor district 30 plus, and wolf attack 10 plus in Behraj district.
So this is the data, this is not actual estimation, it is the actual data, this is the estimated data. So there are different areas, not only the animal death, human death are taking place, but animal deaths are also taking place, and property as well as the crops are being damaged. So we have estimated that around 5,000 crore loss is there. This conflict mitigation refer to the intervention to reduce the negative impact on human wildlife interaction, on human, on their resources, and on the wildlife or their habitat. To reduce human wildlife conflict, we must protect forest, save habitat and wildlife corridors, build animal friendly infrastructure, use bridges, dam tunnels, canopy crossing on roads, to ensure safe movement of animals. Early warning, use GPS tracking, sensor based alarm, and community alert to warn villagers to reduce. So these are some example what we can do. Like this road is passing, you know. So what we can do, we can make the underpass. So this is the upper portion is there so that the animal can easily move from one patch to another patch, or underpass. Upside is the bridge, and from here the animal is, so there will be less, the attack will be reducing. So these kind of infrastructure we are needing. Use of technology, such as AI based monitoring using camera traps, drones, and satellite can track animal movement to prevent conflict. Fencing and barriers, trenches ditch between a piece of land can help keep the big animals away from villages. Installation of solar powered electric fences, biofences, chili or beehive fence to deter animal can be useful. And for example, an Annamalai Tiger Reserve and Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve in Tamil Nadu, chili smoke, beehive fences, and bee should sound was found useful to keep the elephants away from the farmland. So, use of technology and fencing and barriers. So, this is the satellite tracking. The man is holding the antenna, and this the first picture is showing the camera trap. Through camera trap, we can see the animal. Camera trap keep on capturing the animal every second. We can have the solar fences and do the tracking through the GPS, geographical position system. GPS is very useful, and now most of the mobile phone are having the GPS facility. So sustain agriculture, promote non-palatable crops like chili, tobacco, ginger in conflict-prone areas. So sustainable agriculture animal mainly rate crops such as paddy, sugarcane, wheat, maize, potato, etc. It is suggested to promote non-palatable crops like chili, tobacco, ginger in conflict-prone areas. And community participation, we should involve local communities in conservation efforts through various mechanisms like ecotourism and other sources of employment. Their help can be taken to guard the crop. Alternatively, we should also use their indigenous knowledge. So people participation, again and again I'm saying the same thing, people participation is very important in all the cases, whether it's a management or the conflict. We have to involve the people, the local people. People means the local people living around that area. So sustainable agriculture as well as the community participation, the both are important. Conflict response team, formation of conflict response teams such as primary response team comprises local community volunteers providing immediate response to human wildlife conflict, situated by securing the conflict sites, supporting victim with first aid, assisting forest and police department, and crowd management and rapid responses team comprising of biologists and veterinarian doctors providing immediate specialized technical responses to human wildlife conflict situational aid to relocate the animal safety. So, conflict response team, shifting of a problematic animal, and research. Definitely, research is also important. Why the animal is attacking the crop or the, so we need to understand the behavior of the animal. Make strong wildlife protection laws, regulate land use pattern, quick compensation to minimize retaliatory killing should be implemented properly by government and enforcement agencies to minimize conflict. Awareness and education program in schools and between affected communities should be conducted. Training for villages on safe coexistence strategies are needed to be organized regularly. So, like this, we are holding National Human Wildlife Conflict Mitigation Strategy and Action Plan of India. There is a ministry's report, and this is what we are doing in the villages. This is being the wildlifer, we have to, apart from working on the animals, we have to interact with the locals to tell about how to understand. We tell them to understand their also need, because we are encroaching their habitat. They haven't, they are simply because they are homeless, so they are attacking. So if you are cutting one tree, we should plant 10 trees at least. So there are success stories also. There are many success stories like Karnataka's digital fence and beehive fence reduce elephant crop raiding by 80% using sensor-based alert system combined with community response terms. These elephants are very much scared of the bee. So beehives are placing in those area where the animal and from where the animals try to enter into the field. In Gujarat, Maldhari's pastoralist plays a major role in Project Lion. Lion population increases from less than 20 in the early 20th century to 670 in 2020. So leopard is very common in Uttarakhand. So living with leopard program in Uttarakhand reduces leopard attack in pilot zone. So these are the success story, and challenges and limitations are also there. Definitely, we have the human being and animal living together. So there are challenges and limitation. Lack of long-term maintenance of infrastructure like fences, trenches, staffing and resources for forest department, delay in compensation and loopholes. Suppose someone's cow has been killed by attacked by the animal and it died inside the protected area, then government has provision to provide the compensation, more or less equal amount of compensation, but provided the cow or the animal is killed inside the protected area. But this compensation, getting the compensation is very delayed because it is involved lots of formalities, so it got delayed. So the locals became panicky. Mixed behavior in animal like tiger and elephant losing fear of human. Both are losing the fear of animal. That is the big issue. So these are the references I have used while preparing these slides. National Wildlife Human Conflict Mitigation Strategy and Action Plan of India. It is all available in on the Ministry of Environment and Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change website. What is human conflict and why is more than just a conservation concern? So this is WWF report, and there are all the most of the NGOs are working on this IUCN SSC guideline on human wildlife conflict and coexistence. So people are working, and we are trying to resolve the issues. But it is not only the India; it is all over the world. This problem is happening. This is the human wildlife interaction. But there is an emerging problem of the man and dog problem. Every country, every city of India is facing this problem. Wildlife, it's apart from the wildlife, we are facing problem with the dogs. So that is also one of the emerging issues, and we have to mitigate, we have to understand, and we have to, because dogs and human can live in coexistence, but not too much of dogs. They are become they sometimes they bite. So these are also emerging issues. So thank you very much, and we'll be meeting our next class. Till then, enjoy this lecture, and thank you.